Not every classic car was a masterpiece. Some looked stunning but hid dangerous secrets underneath. These legendary models once captured hearts, but sometimes turned into a driver's worst nightmare. Beautiful on the outside, risky on the inside. We're diving into the most dangerous classic cars in history. Some will surprise you, others will make you wonder, how did people even drive these? Stick around, because the most shocking one is at the end.
Number 5. Two-seater limitation, 1955 to 57. Unlike competitors like the Chevy Bel Air, the early T-Bird had no back seat. That limited practicality for families. While sporty in appearance, the Thunderbird was heavier and softer than European sports cars. Handling was more comfortable cruiser than agile performer. With a base price of around $3,000 plus, it was significantly more expensive than many family sedans, and even some convertibles. Powered by V8s and weighing over 3,000 pounds, it delivered poor fuel mileage. Though that wasn't a huge concern in the 1960s-1950s. Ford's answer to the Corvette after Chevrolet launched the Corvette in 1953, Ford responded with the Thunderbird in 1955. But rather than being a pure sports car, the Thunderbird was billed as a personal luxury car, creating an entirely new segment. The Thunderbird combined chrome, fins, and jet-age styling. The long hood, short rear deck, and rounded grille gave it timeless appeal. The 1957 facelift added longer tail fins and a more aggressive look. All Thunderbirds of this era came with V8 engines, starting with a 2.9, 2 cubic inch, and later options up to a 312 cubic inch. Power output ranged from 193 to 300 horsepower, depending on year and options. Despite being a two-seater, the Thunderbird came with power seats, windows, optional AC, and a removable hard top. High-end features for its time. Popularity and cultural impact. Ford sold over 53,000 Thunderbirds in its first 3 years. A massive success. It appeared in TV, film, and music, becoming a 1950s American icon. Removable porthole hardtop, 1956 to 57. One of the car's most famous features was the porthole window on the removable hardtop, added to improve visibility. Thunderbird versus Corvette. While the Corvette went full performance, the T-Bird outsold it handily, thanks to its blend of style and comfort. First personal luxury car. The Thunderbird wasn't just a model. It launched an entire market segment that would dominate through the 60s and 70s. The 1955 to 1957 Ford Thunderbird helped define what an American dream car looked like in the post-war era. Bold, comfortable, and stylish. Though it shifted to a four-seater in 1958, these early Thunderbirds remain the most desirable and collectible, especially the 1957 model. Number 4. The Volkswagen Beetle, officially known as the Volkswagen Type 1, is one of the most recognizable and best-selling cars in automotive history. Originally conceived in Nazi Germany during the 1930s, under Adolf Hitler's directive to create a people's car, Volkswagen in German, it was designed by Ferdinand Porsche to be cheap, simple, and reliable. After World War II, the Beetle was repurposed by the British and quickly rose to prominence as a symbol of Germany's post-war recovery. It became widely popular across Europe and America, especially in the 1960s for its affordability, fuel efficiency, and unique rounded shape. Why it was both loved and criticized incredibly durable, Beetles were known to last hundreds of thousands of miles with proper care. Affordable. It was one of the most cost-effective vehicles on the market, fuel efficient. It used very little gas, appealing during times of economic strain. Simple mechanics, easy to fix for both mechanics and DIY owners. Safety concerns. The Beetle's air-cooled, rear-engine design made it prone to oversteer, especially dangerous at high speeds. Lack of modern features. By the 1960s, it lacked basic safety elements like crumple zones and proper seatbelts. Poor crash performance. In accidents, especially front-end collisions, the compact design often offered little protection. Origin ties to the Nazi regime. Some people avoided the car due to its early association with Hitler. Despite its flaws, the Volkswagen Beetle became an international cultural icon. It was the symbol of counterculture in the 1960s, immortalized by movies like Herbie the Love Bug, and produced in various forms well into the 21st century. It's a car with a complicated story. Born from one of history's darkest chapters, yet loved by millions worldwide for its charm and simplicity. Number 3. The Cadillac Series 62 was one of the most prestigious and stylish vehicles of its time, representing luxury, innovation, and status during the golden era of American automotive design. First introduced in 1940, the 1950 to 1964 models were especially iconic, featuring bold chrome detailing, powerful V8 engines, and sweeping tail fins that defined 1950s automotive aesthetics. This model wasn't just a car, it was a statement. What made it stand out famous for its extravagant tail fins, especially from the late 1950s? Wide, low-slung body design gave it a powerful, road-dominating look. Interior was opulent, leather seats, real chrome trim, and high-end dashboard features. Offered Cadillac's top-tier V8 engines, delivering smooth, effortless cruising. Advanced features for its time, like automatic transmissions and power steering. One of the first cars to popularize electric windows and air conditioning in the luxury segment. Built to be smooth and quiet. It felt like floating on the road. While the Cadillac Series 62 was admired for its style and luxury, it wasn't without drawbacks. Fuel economy. These cars were gas-hungry beasts, averaging less than 10 miles per gallon in some models. Size and weight, extremely large and heavy, making city driving and parking challenging. Over-the-top design. Some critics felt the tail fins and chrome excess became tacky by the early 60s. High cost, only the wealthy could afford and maintain them properly. The Cadillac Series 62 remains a symbol of post-war American optimism and automotive ambition. Today, restored models are prized by collectors for their design and presence. It was more than transportation. It was the American dream on wheels. Number 2. The Ford Edsel is perhaps the most legendary failure in American automotive history. Released in 1958 by the Ford Motor Company, the Edsel was supposed to fill the gap between Ford's standard models and the luxury Lincoln line. Instead, it became a cautionary tale of marketing missteps, bad timing, and flawed execution. Ford invested over $250 million into the Edsel project, a massive amount at the time. The goal was to create a new brand that would represent innovation, power, and prestige. The Edsel came with a unique look, advanced features, and a name meant to stand out. Teletouch transmission controls located in the steering wheel center. A distinct vertical oval grille that Ford called horse collar shaped. Several body styles, sedans, wagons, and convertibles. Powerful V8 engine options, up to 345 horsepower consumer demand for expensive new cars was dropping fast. The grille design was widely mocked, and some found the car unattractive or confusing. Its styling seemed outdated even at launch, clashing with the sleeker trends of the late 50s. Many Edels were built using parts from other Ford brands, leading to poor build quality and mechanical problems. The new technology, like the teletouch system, was unreliable and hard to service. Ford hyped the car too heavily before its release, raising expectations sky high. When the Edel arrived, many buyers were disappointed by what they saw. Ford pulled the plug on the Edel by 1960, after selling just over 100,000 units, far below their expectations. It's estimated Ford lost the modern equivalent of over $2 billion on the project. Though a failure in its time, the Edel is now a collector's item, known more for its fascinating backstory than its performance. It stands as a symbol of how even the biggest companies can make big mistakes, and how timing, design, and marketing must all align to succeed. Number 1. The Plymouth Fury, first introduced in 1956, started as a high-performance, limited edition trim of the Plymouth Belvedere. But by the end of the 1950s, it had evolved into one of the most memorable and controversial cars of the era. Though admired for its sleek design and speed, the Fury gained a haunting reputation over time, thanks in part to pop culture and some real-life issues. The late 50s were all about space-age styling, and the Fury embraced it completely. By 1959 and 1960, the car featured exaggerated tail fins and flashy chrome trim, a bold, wide front grille, futuristic dashboard and interior design. It was offered in multiple body styles, including hardtops and convertibles. Under the hood, it packed a powerful V8 engine, ranging from 290 to 330 plus horsepower, giving it serious performance for its time. Despite its popularity, the Plymouth Fury is most famously associated with Stephen King's horror novel Christine and the 1983 movie adaptation. In the story, a 1958 Fury becomes a possessed, murderous car, which forever tied the model to an eerie reputation. Even though Christine was fictional, it fueled a mythos around the Fury, and some car enthusiasts began to refer to it as a haunted or cursed vehicle. Beyond the horror legend, the Fury had real-world flaws. Some models suffered from poor build quality, especially in rushed production years. The large size and rear-wheel drive layout made it challenging to handle, especially in poor weather. Early automatic transmissions and brake systems were not always reliable. Today, the Fury is a classic collector's dream, not only because of its beauty and performance, but also because of its mysterious legacy. Whether admired as a muscle-era icon, or feared because of its pop culture reputation, the Fury is unforgettable. It's a perfect example of how cars can transcend steel and rubber, and become something more in the minds of enthusiasts and storytellers alike.